everybody, welcome back. Today I was going to do a tutorial on dual nail forms. This is what they look like. I put together a kit for the kids, the two older girls, for Christmas. And so I was doing this for them and y'all too. But this is what they look like. The ones I have are YS nail forms, and they have like the little lines going up the side. They have a nice curve to them, so they're not straight. These are more expensive, and the last time I went and looked for them, I couldn't find them on eBay anymore. I would not recommend buying from the company because the company is crap. A lot of people are not getting their orders from the company, or it's taking like months and months and months to get them. So, yeah, these are the best dual nail forms that I have seen, that I have used, but at the same time, you don't want to order off the company. I know that don't make sense, but find somewhere else. eBay, Wish might have them, AliExpress might have them, just try to find somewhere else to buy them besides the actual company. But this is that's what they look like. With nail forms, basically what you do is you file that, you file the shine off your nail like you would anything else. You take your dehydrator and primer. I have the OPI dehydrator, so I'm just going to do it for the sake of doing it, even though this is a practice hand and you don't really need to. Take your dehydrator and primer, or if you do not have dehydrator and primer, take some alcohol, 70% or higher, and you'll be good. The objective of primer and dehydrator is to clean and disinfect your nails, and the primer, of course, is for it to adhere to your nails. It's kind of like it makes it just getting ready for the acrylic, basically. So anyway, I'm going to let that dry because it's going to take longer on this practice hand, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the next step after you put your primer and dehydrator on is if you can use tips with these. I don't know if I can glue a tip on here. Because of, obviously, this is plastic. I haven't tried. But for the sake of argument, I will try and see if we can glue one on there or not. I don't think this is going to be very easy either because of where the tips, where the things pop off here. But let's see if I can find one that'll fit it. Okay, that one looks like it'll fit. So we'll try and see if it'll actually do it or not. So I would just glue this where you would glue your tip to your nail. And well, it did say. It may pop off in a few minutes. We'll find out. But and then, of course, you would cut it down and file it to whatever shape you want. Let's see if it'll pop off of here. Yeah, it did. So let's try it again and see if I can get it to actually stay. It may have not had long enough to dry where it's plastic. So let's try it again. Okay, it don't look like it's gonna glue back.
She won't move.
For some reason it won't glue back. So give me a second, let me see if I can get this glued. Okay guys, so I got it glued. And that's what it looks like. Of course, you know, your real nail wouldn't be brown. So this is one of the easiest ways to do the forms. If you want colored nails, then you would just file the shape you want it on. I'm not going to try to make this perfect because there's really no sense in making it perfect. But that's what it looks like filed. And then you would take your forms and figure out which form would fit your finger. As soon as I find the number I'm actually looking for. And you can use these two ways. Like, see this half or this half. There really is two different sizes on one. So then what you would do is, I have Mia Secret pink acrylic right here. And my monomer, or acrylic liquid, whichever. And today I'm using a Temperance's brush that I made her for Christmas. It's a number 8 brush. Because I know I use a number 22, and most people are not going to be using something that big. So I grabbed her brush. So you just dip it in, pick up a bead of acrylic, and pat it down on the form like that, until the form is filled up, is the length of whatever nail you're going to do. And the thing to watch out for with these forms is it all seems to want to go back and collect in the middle. So you just kind of like take the middle and kind of push that out towards the sides. And then just keep moving on, make sure you wipe off your brush after every ball you place. Making sure that every time you place acrylic in there, it's not collecting in the middle. Just push it back out to the sides. And I think we should be about be at where I need to be for that nail. I always like to try to let it rest a minute. Before I stick it on there. And then this is meant to be the cuticle part. So you would just stick that over top of there. And I'm hoping y'all can see where it's come out a little bit on there. You just take, you know, a cuticle stick or whatever and get out that stuff that's fell out of there. And then make sure that your brush is cleaned out after you're done, or the brush is going to be no good and you're not going to be able to use it anymore. Because if there's stuck acrylic in there, it will dry and it will make your brush no good. So you let that sit for a few minutes, and after it sit, we're going to let it sit for a minute, and then I'll come back and show you how to get it. Okay, so it's been about 2 minutes, and the way you know that these are ready to come off is you can just barely pull them, and they just snap off, and you're left with a nail. Typically, most people, all they do with these is file down the sides. I'm going to have to take this nail off of there because you know, it won't stay on there. But you just file down your sides. I always like to put top coat on mine even when I'm not, even when I do dual forms, because I feel like it makes it shinier. I know. But that's completely up to you whether you want to do that or not. So I filed the sides and stuff. Sorry I had to do that off camera because I couldn't really hold on to it. What I like to do is I like to go back over it with a buffing block and take the shine off of it. And I broke its finger. Look at that. Oh well. And look, I lost its nail too. But I like to go back over it with a buffing block. So that I can top coat it again so that it makes it look. Okay, so now it's been filed and buffed. And I always, like I said, take top coat and put it back over there because I don't find that it makes it as shiny if you just use the form. So I like for everything to be shiny and pretty. And so that's what it would look like with top coat on it. And that's pretty much the easiest if you want to do a French tip. And then you can, you can do different tips. I have all different tips. I've used these glitter tips. I've used colored tips. I've used ones with designs on them, and they all come out really good. So, if you want just a regular French manicure, you can do the just plain white tips. It's up to you. These also have where your cuticle is supposed to be. Like, I don't know if y'all can see that, but it has a line right here, and that is where your nail bed is supposed to be. So you can use that to do your like French tip if you were doing like a mix at the top, and then your nail bed at the bottom. Same thing on this side. If you wanted a bigger nail bed, and then it's got the lines going up the side to show you, the length. So that's probably the easiest one, and then I'll show you another easy way to do it, and that would be to take your form wherever I put it, because I can't find it. There it is. Oh, duh. Anyway, but this one I'm going to use the Mia Secret Blue Cave, and that's what it looks like, and it's glow in the dark. And what I'm going to do with this one is just take and wet my brush, get a ball on my brush, put it down and kind of flatten it out. And the same thing until it's completely full. As I said, you can use tips with these. You don't have to though. If you don't use tips, you need to make sure that when you put the tip on, that you kind of do like an upward motion at the top, and make sure you strengthen the top, because if you don't, then you'll be left with a very, very weak point right there, and it'll end up breaking off, and you don't want that. So the tips are, in my opinion, better to do with the forms, because they also help you kind of flatten out your product and give it extra strength at the tip. Whereas if you didn't use one, you wouldn't have that strength. So 9 times out of 10 when I use forms, I do use the tips. And these are really easy to use. They're pretty user friendly. And there's not really anything you can do to mess them up except for making, not making sure that you have everything flattened out from the middle. And again, just take a utensil. I'm just going to use my finger now and get it away. Move that stuff that's pushed out of there. And then just let that sit for a minute or two until it's done. Okay guys, so it's dry. We can just pull it off there like that. And again, you would just shape it up. However you wanted it shaped. Just for this, I'm just going to do a square because it's pretty much already in a square. And then again, take and buff down the nail. Again, this is just how I do it. It leaves a shiny layer, so you don't really need to, but I find that it makes it shinier, so I like it better like that. And then just take your top coat and top coat your nail. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And that is 2 of the easiest ways to use these. I'll come back another day and show y'all some other ways to use them. But side note, make sure you clean out your brush, because again, if you don't, it will be destroyed, and you don't want that. Brushes cost so much, you don't want to have to do that. So yeah, clean out your brush, and that's pretty much it. You're done. Put cuticle oil on, wash your hands, and that's it. So thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.